7 things you should never allow in your relationship. 7 things you should never tolerate. 7 things that you should not even withstand. Now, here are things that people are allowing to happen in their relationships, and it's putting people under stress and duress. Many people are in confusion. Many people are unhappy. They are tired because they allowed these 7 things to happen in their relationship. Number 1, disrespect and pride. Don't allow a relationship that seems to allow your partner to walk in pride, your partner to come and talk to you anyhowly and disrespect you because you have allowed it, you've made it a norm in your relationship. Bible says in 1 Peter 5 verse 5, likewise, you who are younger, be subject to the elders. Clothe yourselves, all of you, with humility towards one another. For God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. Number 2, abusiveness and high temper. Never allow that to happen in your relationship. I see so many people allow high-tempered partners to do things unto them. Some of them will be so abusive to a point of even beating them, to a point of abusing, calling them names right in front of people, to a point that people will just destroy things in the house because they cannot control their anger. Bible says in Proverbs 22 verse 24, make no friendship with a man given to anger, nor go with a wrathful man, lest you learn his ways and entangle yourself in a snare. Corinthians 7 verse 15. But if the unbelieving partner separates, ignore that one. Utatoa. Sawa? Number 3, lack of communication. Do not tolerate being in a relationship where you cannot converse. By the way, any relationship where there's no communication is non-existent. How do you text someone? How do you call someone? They are not responding. And this is not like a one-time thing. This is something they do all the time. My friend, a relationship with no communication is no relationship. Bible says in Ephesians 4 verse 25, therefore, having put away falsehood, let each one of you speak the truth with his neighbor, for we are members of one another. Number 4, constant criticism. Does it make sense that all this person sees are your weaknesses? They never see any strength or any good thing, any positive thing in your life. They always see negativity at all times. The garbage in you, that's what they see. Bible says in Colossians 4 verse 6, let your speech always be gracious, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how you ought to answer each person. Number 5, infidelity. Anyone who cannot stick to you, who cannot focus on you, commit on you, my friend, that's nothing to be tolerated. In fact, you should not allow it to happen in your relationship. In fact, the Bible says that anyone who commits adultery is an utter fool. But the Bible says in Hebrews 13 verse 4, let marriage be held in honor among all, and let the bed be undefiled. But God will judge the sexually immoral and adulterous. Number 6, emotional manipulation and neglect. People who take advantage of the emotions. One day they raise their emotions very high, and the next day they drop them like hot coal. It's like you never existed. They'll pretend that they love you only when they need you. When they don't need you, they'll ignore you and neglect you and make you feel so not appreciated. This type of habit should not be tolerated in a relationship. Bible says in Luke 6 verse 31, and just as you want men to do to you, you also do to them likewise. Number 7, this one is a big one. Anyone that lies. You need someone that you can trust, someone that is honest, someone that can speak from the depth of their heart, someone that can be vulnerable to you without necessarily feeling the need that they have to keep lying to you. If there's anything that God detests, is something called lies. Proverbs 6 verse 16, Bible says there are 6 things that the Lord hates. 7 are the abomination to him. Number 1 is haughty eyes. Number 2 is a lying tongue. Number 3 is hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked plans, feet that make haste to run to evil, a false witness who breathes out lies, and one who sows discord among brothers. Those are things you should not tolerate. And if anyone is doing that in your relationship, this is why you call them aside and tell them, my friend, we need to fix this. We cannot move on like this. These lies will not help you. These criticisms will not work for this relationship. Infidelity cannot be part of our union. Things like lack of communication, ignoring each other. You have to keep calling and reaching out to me. If I call you, find a missed call, you need to have the courtesy to actually call back, or just tell me you're in between something, you'll call back at a certain time. Anyone who is abusive, anyone who is hot-tempered should not be tolerated. There are people that are living in homes where they are being beaten up, they are being abused, and they are stuck there because they don't want to lose their marriage. The Bible says if such a person is in your life, this is an unbelieving partner. The Bible says in 1 Corinthians 7 verse 15, but if the unbelieving partner separates, let it be so. In such cases, the brother or sister is not enslaved. God has called you to peace. If there is anything that you should pursue, is living a life that is godly, a life that is respectful, where no one comes with pride and ego in this relationship. Have a sit down with your partner. Do not fear anyone. Have a sit down, take it out, and with respect and honor, tell your partner, there's something you have been doing, I'm not so happy about it. Let's have a conversation. You'll notice a change in your life. And may God bless you, may God give you peace and understanding and coexistence in that relationship that is struggling with these couple of things.